bees.
Yo, what's up, YouTube? This is your boy Junior, aka Smoking Guns, out here in Tucson, Arizona, representing the Ultimate Fight Club, giving you the latest content in boxing and MMA news that is out. So, today's video, we are going to be coming out with the video. I was actually supposed to come out with this maybe a couple of weeks ago, and this is actually the finale of my Black Murderers Row videos, man. I've actually had some really good feedback on these videos, and this I was actually supposed to come out with after that SHAWN Porter fight, but I figured after last night's fight with Errol Spence versus Mikey Garcia, this is the perfect time to be able to make this video, just for the simple fact you got all of these killers who are on the verge of being able to fight each other. But this video is going to be on Showtime Porter, all right? SHAWN Porter, man. And this dude right here, I think, is pretty much probably the most underrated out of all of those friggin' fighters, dude. Out of all those champions in that 147-pound division, I think SHAWN Porter is probably the most underrated, for good reason, but for at the same time bad reason. Just for the simple fact is, I think SHAWN Porter has the particular type of style that could give any of those champions problems, except for one friggin' dude, Errol Spence. And if you guys have seen my other Murderers Row videos, you know why I think SHAWN Porter is the perfect matchup for Errol Spence to get his ass whooped. But going into this series, man, I'm pretty much going to be telling you what is it that SHAWN Porter can be able to do to try to unify those belts in the division, because there are particular belts where I think that he could be able to get to unify that division. But the one belt that I do not think that SHAWN Porter is going to be able to get is that friggin' IBF championship belt from friggin' Errol Spence, man. And the reason why I think that he's going to have a good chance to be able to get some of those other belts is SHAWN Porter has a particular type of style that is very awkward, very doggish, very nitty gritty. And he does not have a rhythm where a guy can be able to get a tempo when you're fighting him, because SHAWN Porter, he is very unorthodox and he is very sporadic in the things that he does when he is in that ring, which makes it really hard for fighters to be able to time him and to be able to get a rhythm and being able to beat a dude like SHAWN Porter. But going into the first fight, I'm actually going to be going into it with SHAWN Porter versus Errol Spence. Now, I might as well make this one right now, just for the simple fact is, I already told you guys that I do not think that SHAWN Porter would be able to beat Errol Spence. And the main reason I think Errol Spence would end up dog walking a dude like SHAWN Porter is just for the simple fact is SHAWN Porter's particular type of style would play right into the hands of a dude like Errol Spence. Just for the simple fact is, you got a dude like Errol Spence who is very good at being able to use his range. He has a very good jab. And if you've seen any of my other videos on Errol Spence, the one thing that I say about Errol Spence is he's very tactical, very technical, very efficient with his high output and the volume of punches that he's able to accrue on you. And the thing that he can do is he can box in any type of position. He can box on the inside, box on the outside. And if a dude like SHAWN Porter tries to be doggish with a dude like Errol Spence would not have a problem in dog walking his ass. If SHAWN Porter tried to be rough and rugged going on the inside, that would actually play into a style like Errol Spence. Just for the simple fact is, I've told people this plenty of times before, Errol Spence has a very good way of throwing his punches to be able to get his punches off in any particular position. He's able to get punches off on you on the outside, even when you're on the inside. He has a very good way of being able to get uppercuts through, hooks through, especially his body shots, dude. There is no way that you are able to crowd his body shots, because you can be right on his ass and he will still be able to get vicious ass body shots off on you. And I think a particular style like friggin' SHAWN Porter will play into the hands of an Errol Spence, and I would think Errol Spence would end up friggin' stopping SHAWN Porter's ass. SHAWN Porter, he can definitely end up getting out on a decision loss, but I do not see him in being able to beat a dude like Errol Spence. And when that fight does come into fruition, I will definitely be betting anybody that want to take up any bets against Errol Spence, just for the simple fact is, I am very confident going into that fight that SHAWN Porter will not be able to beat Errol Spence. And the only way that I could really see SHAWN Porter beating Errol Spence is he would have to friggin' be a straight up dog in that fight, which I think would get him brutally hurt. But at the same time, he would have to be a straight up dog in that fight to be able to make a dude like Errol Spence respect his power, to be able to respect his awkwardness, because the one thing with a dude like Shawn Porter, he is very awkward when he is in that ring, which makes it hard for a lot of these fighters to be able to adjust to his style. But like I said, going into a fight with Errol Spence, I definitely see Errol Spence either stopping him or end up just friggin' cleaning his ass out and getting an easy-ass decision win, all right, you guys? But going into the next fight with a dude like Shawn Porter and Terrence Crawford, this right here, I think would be a friggin' bad-ass fight. And I think this could be a really hard fight for a dude like Terrence Crawford, just for the simple fact is, when you got a dude like Terrence Crawford, if you watch any of his fights, the one thing that Terrence Crawford is very good at is being able to adjust to any opponent, any type of style that he's able to come across. Dude, that dude has the ring IQ. And when you talk about ring IQ, you got to think of a dude like Terrence Crawford, because the way that he is able to adjust in a fight, it doesn't matter what kind of style you impose on him, how big you are, how tall you are. He has that ability to be able to adjust to your style and to be able to win the friggin' fight, or to be able to get your ass up out of there. And with a dude like Shawn Porter has the type of style where it is very hard to adjust to, just for the simple fact is he is so awkward and he is so friggin' ugly going into the fight. It is hard for dudes to be able to catch a rhythm on him. And I definitely think that Shawn Porter could go into a fight with Terrence Crawford, use his awkwardness, use this nitty-gritty type of style that he has to make the fight a real dogfight for a dude like Terrence Crawford. And that's the main reason I think this fight would be so good. It's just for the simple fact is Terrence Crawford has no problem with having a dogfight with you, dude. That dude will box with you, and if he has to, that dude is willing to sit there and exchange with your ass. And I think that would make for a really exciting fight with a dude like Shawn Porter. But at the same time, I don't see Shawn Porter stopping a dude like Terrence Crawford, but I could see him making it a rough and rugged fight to be able to eke out a split decision win on a dude like Terrence Crawford. I don't see him really getting a unanimous decision win. I could actually see him losing that fight at the same time, just for the simple fact is Terrence Crawford, even though he may be coming up to the 147-pound division, the dude is way taller than Shawn Porter. He has the reach advantage on Shawn Porter. He has the height advantage on Shawn Porter. And the one thing that a lot of people underestimate with a dude like Terrence Crawford is that dude is friggin' pretty strong at that 147-pound division. And I didn't know how strong he was going to be until I seen them friggin' dog walk Jeff Horn's ass. And not only did he dog walk Jeff Horn on the technical aspect, but when it came to being nitty and gritty, when Jeff Horn was trying to get dirty with him, dude, Terrence Crawford was friggin' ragdolling that fool in that fight. Ragdolling a dude that is way bigger than Terrence Crawford. That dude, Jeff Horn, is actually very big for that 147-pound division. So when I seen Terrence Crawford ragdolling his ass around the ring like he was, throwing him around the ring and being the bully, that's when I knew how strong Terrence Crawford's ass was at 147. And I think that would be a hard fight for both of these fighters, but at the same time, it would be a very exciting fight, and it would be a very winnable fight for both of these fighters, depending on the game plan that they have coming into this damn fight. Now, going into a fight with a dude like Shawn Porter and Keith Thurman, if any of you guys have ever seen any video I've ever talked about the first Shawn Porter-Keith Thurman fight, I swear up and down that Shawn Porter beat Keith Thurman in that damn first fight, man. A lot of people say Shawn Porter won. A lot of people say that Keith Thurman won. Me personally, I had Shawn Porter winning that friggin' fight. It was a hard fight. It could have went either way, so I'm not mad that Keith Thurman ended up getting the decision out, but dude, Shawn Porter has the perfect type of style to make that fight awkward for Keith Thurman. And the main reason I say this is because Keith Thurman doesn't work his tempo off of what you does. Keith Thurman has a tempo that he creates on his own to be able to get his shots off, to be able to get comfortable in the ring. And he pretty much just goes into the ring and does his thing. So he's not really going to work his tempo off of his opponent. But what he does is he creates his own tempo, and he'll end up friggin' just beating your ass throughout the whole fight, or he'll end up knocking your ass out in the damn fight. But with a fight like Shawn Porter, like it was in the first fight, dude, Shawn Porter has a very good way of being able to offset your tempo or your rhythm because the dude is so awkward. You're not going to be able to create your own tempo to outbox a dude like Shawn Porter because the fight is going to be everywhere. It's going to be on the outside, going to be on the inside, going to be very nitty gritty. You're going to have to be in the friggin' dogfight with a dude like Shawn Porter. And with those dudes being around the same damn height, I think Keith Thurman might be slightly taller than Shawn Porter. I think he's like an inch taller than Shawn Porter, but the reach advantage is pretty much right there. So Shawn Porter would literally force Keith Thurman into a friggin' dogfight. And that fight that Shawn Porter had with Keith Thurman was actually one of the best performances I've ever seen Shawn Porter in. And being able to box on the outside, mixing that up with boxing on the inside, being able to keep friggin' Keith Thurman on his toes, forcing him into a fight that he did not want to fight. And that is the main reason I had Shawn Porter winning that fight with his aggressiveness, the shots that he was able to get off on Keith Thurman. I actually thought he landed the more overall outstanding, more eye-catching shots. But at the same time, you can't really be mad with a dude like Keith Thurman taking that damn decision win. But at the same time, I think if it goes into a second fight, or if it goes into that rematch, I think that Shawn Porter has improved slightly with how he's able to mix it up, being able to box on the inside, boxing on the outside, the way that he uses his footwork, his head movement. And I think he could really offset a dude like Keith Thurman and end up taking that WBA strap off of Keith Thurman. All right, you guys, but I guess we'll never know until these fights come into fruition. But when these fights do come into fruition, dude, this is going to be a banging ass time in this friggin' welterweight division. All right, you guys. So I hope you guys like the video. If you guys like the video, make sure to hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And if you guys have any kind of questions, any kind of comments, hit me up in the comment section and I'll be sure to hit you guys up. All right. So I hope you like the video. Holla at your boy.